Hello everyone, my name is Hassan and welcome to my first video here on Mo's Medical. So I decided to start doing this video series just to add a little bit of variety to the different posts I make regarding studying medicine here in the Caribbean. And I also feel maybe making videos is probably going to be more, I'm going to connect with you guys more than just making regular posts with pictures. So this is just going to be an introductory video to the video series and also an introduction to what studying medicine in the Caribbean is like. So I know there's a lot of information out there, some of them are true, some of them are not true, and you might be wondering what exactly is true and what's not true, and you feel like you want to connect with someone who's actually going through the process themselves, and that's the reason for these videos and the page as well too. So hopefully I could debunk some of the myths out there about what studying medicine in the Caribbean is like. I'm sure again you guys have seen them, like don't go there, do not go to this, don't go to that. And the point of this is to be transparent as well too, you understand, just to give you guys the most accurate information, because when I was applying I saw a whole bunch of stuff out there. I didn't know what exactly was true, what was not true. I wanted to talk to someone who went to school here in the Caribbean, and so hopefully with these posts and these videos you could get some more insight on what studying here is like. And feel free to ask me any questions you want, send me a direct message, comment below, and I'll try my best to give you an accurate answer as much as possible. And just a quick disclaimer, most of these things I'm talking about are my views, my ideas, based on my experience and experience of some of my friends as well too. I have friends in some of the other Caribbean medical schools and we communicate quite often. So most of these things I'm going to be talking about are first and foremost my own personal views based on my experiences, and also some of the things I've heard from some of my friends as well too. So like I said, this is going to be an introductory video. I'm going to be talking about most of the basic questions I've gotten about studying here. And if you want to know why I decided to go to the Caribbean Medical School and just an introduction to myself, there are some couple of posts down below so you can check out those first. But if you feel like you have more questions and you want to ask them to me directly, just feel free to send me a direct message or comment below. And as time goes on, I'm going to be collating most of these questions and making them into a video as well. So I have a couple of questions here, about 3 to 4. I'm just going to answer them very briefly, and it's not going to be a very long video. Like I said, just an introduction to the video series of what studying here is like. So that's a very good question, because there are a bunch of different schools in the Caribbean. So how do you know which of these schools to pick or select? For the most part, what most people tend to regard as we have what most people tend to regard as the Big Four, and I feel that's still relevant even up until this point. So in no particular order, the Big Four schools in Caribbean Medical School are St. George's University, SGU, in Grenada, AUC, that's American University of the Caribbean in St. Martin, and we have Ross University, which is now in it was in Dominica, but now is in Barbados. And we also have Sabre University in Sabre. I currently go to Medical University of the Americas, that's MUA, and sometimes it's regarded as the 5th following this previously listed 4. If you want to know why I chose to go to MUA, feel free to send me a direct message and we can chat about that. So yeah, the reason why these schools are considered to be the Big Four is because of they are more renowned. There's been a lot of graduates who have finished through these schools and are now practicing all over the world, and just a total success rate of the graduates, I believe that's why these schools are regarded as the top 4 or 5, as the case may be. In my opinion, I would say yes, although there are some schools that do not require the MCAT, but in general I would say just take it so you don't limit yourself, because sometimes you might apply to a school that does not need it, but you might feel you need to apply somewhere else that needs it, and if you don't have the MCAT under your belt, you might be handicapped in that scenario. So I really suggest to take the MCAT regardless, so you have more options to apply to. And also just review the websites of these different schools you're interested in. They usually have their admission requirements very boldly stated out on their websites. So that will be the #1 place I'll go to. So just in general, you require your MCAT, you require your letters of recommendation, you require your personal statement, and anything else pretty much they ask of you from their website. The answer is no. You could apply from any discipline you wish: engineering, social sciences, arts. But you need some certain course prerequisites that you need to take to make yourself eligible to apply. Some of those courses are listed on the website of these schools, and they vary from school to school. So I'm not going to list them right now just because they vary. So just go to the school's website for the up-to-date information of the different prerequisite courses. That honestly is not super different from the way it is in Canada or the States. You have your regular grocery stores as well too. You have your apartments that are modeled after some of the ones in the States and Canada as well. So right now I live in a 1-bedroom apartment. I have everything pretty much in it. I have my refrigerator, I have my washer, my dryer, and I pay $450 per month. And again, this varies based on how new the apartment is and how close to school these apartments are. But just in general, I think it's pretty affordable, it's pretty decent. And yeah, basically, I don't think it's going to be a huge difference from what you're normally used to. I could only speak for Nevis because that's where I am. And if you want to know any specific details or questions you have regarding living on Nevis Island, just send me a direct message or comment below and I'm going to answer those questions. So the first 2 years you do your basic sciences here on the island, and after that you go to the States to do your rotations, or Canada depending on the school you are going to. I think some schools have affiliations with some UK hospitals as well. So in general, it's pretty much modeled after the North American system as well. To do your first 2 years of basic sciences, and then your final 2 years you do your clinical rotations. So here at MEUA, the semesters are usually, the first 2 years are usually divided into 5 semesters. And I think this is also relevant for some of the other schools as well too, like AUC, Ross, and all of that. So the first 2 semesters here at MEUA, you learn what's normal. So your anatomy, physiology, histology. You also take immunology, microbiology as well, biochemistry. So you're learning most of the rudimentary sciences just to give you some sort of grounding on what it's like for the human body to be normal. But after your second semester, from your third semester moving forward, you start learning the systems and their diseases. So you learn what's abnormal, since you already have the idea of what's normal. So now you start learning what's abnormal, that's your pathology. You learn how to identify and recognize these abnormalities, and you also learn how to treat them as well too. That's the pharmacological aspect of the whole thing, right? So yeah, and I think this is quite similar to what the other schools do as well too. Again, I can't really speak for most of them, but I have friends who go there, and if for any reason you can't get access to anyone who goes to those schools and you have any questions about those schools, you can feel free to message me some questions about that as well, and I'll try my best to give you the information regarding that. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. Again, this is an introductory video, so I do not yet have a particular structure to how these videos are going to be made. I don't know how often they're going to be made because I haven't really thought about that yet. And again, it also depends on the kind of questions I get or anything I just think about randomly that I feel I need to speak on instead of make a picture post on. And just as time goes on, I'm going to establish some more structure to how these videos are going to be made and created. But for now, just send any questions you guys have, any things you want me to talk about on these videos, and that's how it's going to be from now moving on. So thank you for joining me today, and I hope to see you guys soon.